my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, you know what it is. Culinary Hotline Bling Time. Zola Nene in the house taking all of your questions that you have to ask on 0839133728. And, of course, we're taking your questions on Facebook as well. Here's one that came in from a caller from last week, Lynette from Bonero Park. Never heard of that place before, but Bonero Park. Lynette wants to know, what is baking soda, other than that which we've heard of in that song?
What is it in that song?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, exactly.
So baking soda, which I know,
Yes.
is actually bicarbonate of soda. It's just the way Americans write it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's sodium bicarbonate, if you're going to get technical.
Oh.
But in baking terms, we call it bicarbonate of soda.
So you could actually like remix that song and be like, I've got bicarbonate of soda, I've got bicarbonate of soda.
Doesn't sound the same, but sure.
It doesn't. And then the next question actually follows on from that one. Where Gus De Souza says, hi team, my question for Zola is, what's the difference between baking powder and baking soda?
Okay, so baking soda, as I said, is bicarbonate of soda. That is basically like a chemical. They're both leavening agents. So they both help bakes rise.
Is that what
That's what leavening is? Yeah,
okay.
it's to rise. So basically, bicarb is a chemical on its own, as I said. What did I say it's called?
Yeah, bicarbonate of soda?
Yeah, sodium
bicarbonate.
Not
there we go.
listening?
No, sodium bicarbonate would be I think SOBA some. Oh my gosh, chemistry's letting me down.
So it's a chemical, basically, and baking powder contains bicarbonate in it. So baking powder is bicarb with an acid, because to activate bicarb, you need to add an acid and you need to add a liquid. So baking powder has an acid already in it, so it's got the baking powder, it's got an acid component, which is usually cream of tartar, for example, and it also contains a starch component to sort of keep everything from reacting too quickly.
You are like Bill Nye the Science Guy, hey? My goodness.
This is, you know what, you learn this when you go to culinary arts school.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
Do they taste different?
Taste them and you can tell us.
Is it safe for me to taste them?
I mean, we consume them in food, so...
Oh, okay, obviously.
Safe.
So wait, this one is that?
That's bicarb.
Bicarb?
So that'll fizz on your tongue.
Ooh!
Hey! So you add an acid to it and it's fizzes, carbon dioxide is created and it leavens everything. And then baking powder, don't taste that. It's basically that with other stuff in it. So all you have to add to this is liquid. What you have to add to that, to bicarb, is liquid and acid.
Goodness, thank goodness it doesn't taste like that in the cooking. Okay.
So when you've had something like a scone that has too much bicarb in it, the fizz happens. That's why.
Oh, gosh. All right, but we've got a caller on the line right now. Good morning, Corinne.
Morning, guys.
How are you?
Well, and you?
Fantastic.
I just want to know if they talk of strong flour, is that red flour or just our normal fake flour?
Okay, so Corinne, strong flour.
Oh, strong flour.
Strong flour. What is strong flour?
Strong flour is our equivalent of bread flour. So it's a flour that has a high gluten content. So you use strong flour for things like pasta and you use strong flour for things like bread, where you're going to knead the dough and actually stretch the gluten. So that's what strong flour actually is.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for that question, Corinne. And then we have Mevrou Brits from Boksburg. Goeiemôre, Mevrou Brits.
Goeiemôre, hoe gaan dit?
Baie goed en met u?
Goed, dankie. Ag, ek wil net maar hoor, die pampoenkoekies, ek pampoenkoekies bak. Dan trek dit vreeslik olie. Wat kan ek doen om dit te verhoed?
Wow, it tracks vreeslik olie, so it draws a lot of the oil out of I guess, the baking or the cooking process when she's making pumpkin cakes.
Pumpkin fritters, I
Pumpkin fritters,
right,
yeah, there we go.
So it absorbs a lot of oil. Possibly...
These are what? Pumpkin brisket. Is it so sorry, wat is 'n pampoenkoekie, Mevrou Brits, as ons dit...
Sy behoort te weet wat pampoenkoekies.
Do you know what pampoenkoekies are?
It's a fritter, no? Pumpkin fritters.
That's what I thought it was.
Oh, no.
With flour and baking powder and stuff, and you make little balls and you boil it in oil.
Yes, pumpkin fritters. That's what we call
them.
Pumpkin fritters.
Yeah.
Okay, so possibly what's happening is that your oil is too cold.
Yeah.
So when your oil is cold, whatever you put into the oil absorbs the oil immediately. So make sure your oil's up to temperature. So test it with either a piece of bread. If the bread sizzles and goes brown, like golden brown, then it's ready. Or you can just put a spoonful of, try one pampoenkoekie first. Also, if it does absorb more oil than you'd like, before you serve it, drain it on some kitchen paper. That'll also help sort of take away some of the excess oil.
Yes.
Yeah, so the most important thing, though, is to make sure your oil temperature is correct. So about 160, 170 degrees would be ideal.
Fantastic. Well, I hope that helped a lot, Mrs. Brits. Thank you so much for that call. And now that we know that it's a pampoenkoekie or a pumpkin fritter, Zola, what is it? Is it Zulu? It's a...
Ew.
We'll leave that for next week's culinary hotline. But right now, let's share some love.
Wow.